Hello, this is Grandmaster Gambardella with the fourth skill set you need to know to be a great MMA fighter. And that's how to do jiu-jitsu on the ground without a gi. There is nothing that can win an MMA fight easier than using ground jiu-jitsu techniques. If you rely upon beating your opponent by standing up alone, you're usually going to be trading a lot of punches and getting hit a lot. Then you're going to be taking kicks. That usually means you're going to be getting kicked and punched, and believe me, those hurt. And the less you have to get kicked and punched, the better chances are that you'll have a longer fight career. Then now this brings me to the skill set of using ground jiu-jitsu without a gi. I've been practicing jiu-jitsu for 47 years and I know a lot of gi techniques, standing techniques, and ground techniques without a gi are better. I always roll these days without a gi because it's so much more practical than rolling with a gi. I simply have never been in a fight with the streets where a guy was wearing a gi or even a jacket. If you train with a gi only, you'll learn many more techniques than you learn with ground jiu-jitsu because gis give you so much more leverage, power, and control because you can grab them. A wet, sweaty person is much harder to hold on and control than a nice, thick gi. In your MMA fights, you'll need to learn to control someone by positions, by holding, by movement, rather than grabbing and holding the gi. And that's going to be a lot harder to learn, but it's a lot more effective in the ring. On the ground without a gi, your options are much more limited and your finishes are much more difficult, but it's also much more fun and practical to train without a gi. You'll learn to control your opponent using only your hands, your legs, and your body position. If you watch the MMA fights now, the person in the guard is usually the person in trouble, and they struggle to hold their opponent down. He gets loose and smashes them in the face and the body. And that's because of the fact that they don't know how to fight from their back. They don't know good ground jiu-jitsu without a gi. And because they don't know it without a gi, they don't have a good guard. The reason that people in fights in the guards are getting beat up so badly is they don't know how to do ground jiu-jitsu on their back from a guard without a gi. Watch BJ Penn on his back and you'll see someone who does know how to fight from the ground on his back in the guard without a gi. Watch Anderson Silva and you'll see someone who knows how to fight on the ground and win from his back. Watch Royce Gracie when he won all the UFCs to begin with, the first four, and you'll see total domination from a guy fighting on his back from the guard, and them not wearing a gi and him winning. This is the same thing that happens in a street fight against someone who has no training in basic jiu-jitsu. If you know how to fight on your back without a gi, you'll probably dominate them as easily as Royce Gracie did the first MMA fights using Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I've done this hundreds, maybe thousands of times in the dojo and in the gym. Ask someone if they want to roll and they'll say they don't know or never have would like to try it, and I'll always defeat them with ease and speed. They simply have no defense against someone who's well trained in ground jiu-jitsu. If you're currently taking jiu-jitsu classes and you're wearing a gi in your classes or in most of your classes, then I strongly suggest you ask your teacher if you can train in the no gi class. Most jiu-jitsu classes are 90% done with a gi because your teacher can show so much more and it's a completely organized system of training like a karate class. If you want to train with a no gi, you'll have to have a teacher who will let you train and will understand your needs and desires. You want to be an MMA fighter, and so you should insist that sometimes you get to train with a no gi. If the teacher does not allow you to do no gi training, then you should think about going to another school. You need to learn to use the gi and you need to learn to use the no gi. But in an MMA fight, knowing gi techniques is not going to help you at all. There are tons of tricks and techniques that require different hands and body positions and control points that you want to learn if you want to control a fight with no gi. In a basic jiu-jitsu armbar, you wrap up the gi, and this prevents an escape. When they have no gi on, you have to hold the back of their head and control them with your legs to hold his arm down. With no gi, you control the wrists, you control the elbows, you control the back of the head, you control the side of the head. It's just much more complicated and much more advantageous for an MMA fight. You use your feet and your legs a lot more with no gi jiu-jitsu. You can even use your head as another arm in no gi jiu-jitsu. There are great and powerful, easy techniques that you can learn to do with no gi that will allow you to defeat your opponent. I just did a video on the 20 deadliest no gi jiu-jitsu finishes. If you want to get one, you can get one on my website. This is Grandmaster Ted Gambardella. I'll see you next time with more tips.